Om Nikhilo Bhuvana Janma Sthima Bhanga Praroha Akalito Mahimana Kalpita Yatra Tasmin Suvimalo Gagunabhe Isha Sangaste Api Anishe Mamo Bhavatu Bhave Asmin Bhasuro Bhavavandha Nihata Nikhila Mohe Odhishata Jatra Rudha Prakatita Parapremnaja Mahadeva Sangha Asitila Purirambha Premarupasya Jassa Pranayati Hridivishang Vyajamatram Vibhutam. It is by Swami Vivekananda. May my luminous love fasten firm to him, to Shiva, in whom arise visions of glories immeasurable. May my luminous love cling to him, who is utterly pure like the sky, who is Lord of all, having no Lord over himself. May my luminous devotion be attached to him, by whom all delusion is destroyed, in whom Lordship is forever existent. May it be attached to him who, manifesting surpassing love, is named Great God. The firm embrace of him, love itself, reveals within the heart the infinity of being, the falseness of the worlds. We salute that Shiva again and again. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. Our topic today is Shiva-Shankara. So this is the month, we have Shivaratri coming soon. So we thought of thinking of Lord Shiva. Who is Shiva and Shankara? Philosophically, it may be said that difference is there between Shiva and Shankara. Shiva is the absolute reality which destroys reality and also destroyer of what is the ephemeral. The transcendent aspect that is called Shiva, it is often associated with Brahman when it is with the absolute formless and it is beyond all the gunas or nirguna, beyond attributes. In Advaita Vedanta, he represents pure consciousness. That is the idea about Lord Shiva. And that's why we find even in Shankaracharya while talking about Shiva, I am not the body, not the mind, we find that he is saying, Mano buddhi ahankaro chittani naham nacha shutra jivhe nacha ghana netre na bhuma na bhumir na tejo na apo chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Here Swami Vivekananda is equalizing Shiva and Chidananda Rupa, that form of effulgent self, which is Chida, Chit and Ananda Rupa, that's Brahman, which is beyond mind, buddhi, intellect, ego, etc., etc. These are not I am that. So Shiva is often, this is the idea, Shiva idea, the absolute, non-dual, formless, nameless, attributeless reality. And Shiva is also called Rudra. It's the force of destruction and dissolution and renewal. What destroys? It destroys the ignorance, that the bondage which creates our bondage, and it paves the way for our new identity of identifying ourselves with our real self. So that is the destruction, meaning of the destruction. Apparently for us, destruction is destruction of the body, destruction is a loss, destruction is a pain. But from the standpoint of that vision, that idea, this destruction is destructions of our ego, destruction of our ignorance, and it takes us to that which Shiva, which is Chidananda Rupa, absolute consciousness. And Shankara is the other aspect. It is called the benevolent aspect. One is the transcendental aspect, when the action comes into it and his heart bleeds for the suffering of all, and he comes down to act in the world. That is called the descendant. Avatar as we concept. Shankara is also philosophically sometimes thought as a benevolent and compassionate one. To us, very fine distinction, the Shiva and Shankara. But we'll mix together because we don't have such subtlety to understand the distinction between the absolute and the relative functioning. But we know Avatara, when we discuss, we understand. That's why we call Swami Vivekananda born of Shiva nature. Shiva is his absolute transcendental level, where he was in Samadhi, beyond all planes of existence. Sri Ramakrishna's mind went up and found that there are 7 sages meditating in deep contemplation and absorption, and as if they're merged into the absolute. That is a plane, highest plane, and beyond that, and his Ramakrishna described that plane, even ordinary gods and goddesses and angels cannot reach that point. Such a flight. That is the transcendental. Here he does not do anything. But we find that the same Shiva, Samadhistasya Keshava Saloke Nirvaram Jananang Krandanat Bhavabdho Bhishane. So it is that transcendental level where he is, he comes down to the level. Jananang Krandanat. Krandana means the cry, the weeping, the suffering. When the suffering of the seeing the suffering of people, he comes down. And we find that Sri Ramakrishna going into the mental spiritual plane and reaching that flight of where Naren is Samadhista. It is Samadhista, absorbed in deep absorption in non-dual reality. And he, with love, he embraces him and says, come back, the world, you have to do something, and I am going, you have to go. So he is calling back for the suffering of humanity. It is the Shankara aspect, calling down, and Shiva aspect is all absorption. But it's the same personality, same reality, acting in 2 facets. So philosophically, we may find this distinction, that immanent and accessible aspect which is Shankara. Shankara is everywhere, and he is working through all of us, and is the immanent aspect, and it gives all these problems to remove our suffering. He works sitting in our heart. So the name Shankara here means Samkara. Sam means peace. Kara means do, who brings peace in the heart of all. Absolute peace. The one who gives happiness and also peace, or you can say auspiciousness. Shiva, word itself, Shiva means auspicious. That which brings the holiness, purity, love, joy and blessings of the divine. So the compassion and grace aspect is Shankara, is called Shankara, is invoked in prayers and hymns. And the people praise for prosperity, blessings and well-being. He is the giver of wisdom and liberation and devotion also. That's why Shiva is worshipped all over India by all types of people. Wherever is there, from monk, Shiva is the guru of the monks, but Shiva is also guru of all the young girls. They say, "Oh Shiva, give me a good husband." So they do pray and do puja and worship to Lord Shiva. That's why Shivaratri is maintained in India. Very all over India it is observed. Fasting whole day and offering the Lord Shiva bell leaf and also very easy to come and please him. He is a very kind God. Yeah, others you need so many paraphernalias. You have to bring this item, that item, gorgeous item, then he will be happy. But Shiva is so pleased, you give little water and one bell leaf or something. Oh, he is my great devotee and he will give you boon. That's why everyone loves Shiva. And love Shiva because love, even that's also the householder people love Shiva. Why? See, such a wife and love for the wife, no? See, when his wife Muhuma was left her body, then she danced with distraction dance. So much intense love. It's all the symbolic things. But Shiva is worshipped, that's why universally loved in India. From young to old, everyone loves. And the ascetics too, the people in the life, they believe and love him because of this grace part, the wisdom, and that which he brings himself down for removing the suffering of others. So Shankara is often associated with Shiva and also called as Guru of the divine knowledge, guiding seekers to enlightenment. So philosophical interpretation is this. In Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, Shiva is considered as Nirguna Brahman, is the unchanging reality behind form and attributes. And Shankara is the aspect when he descends in the Saguna Brahma, and the reality appearing as benevolent, kind and accessible to the devotees. Transcendental Vivekananda, who is in Samadhi, is not accessible to anyone. Even Ramakrishna had to go in meditation to catch him in the high plane. So he is absolutely one with the cosmic consciousness, is the Shiva. That's why Naren's mother used to say, when she could not control the boy, Naren, used to say that I worshipped Shiva and begged for like Shiva-like son to be born. And instead of Shiva coming himself, he has sent a demon, one of his demons. And he is very uncontrollable. But the Shiva nature, see, look at that, when Swamiji is doing so much naughty things, but mother, only one remedy was there. She will bring some water and pour on his head and say, Shiva, 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 bas. Now he is very calm and quiet. He remembers his Shiva nature and goes into ecstasy. So it is the Shiva who came in the modern age, we will call the Vivekananda is the Shiva, born of Shiva nature. And Shiva nature has two aspects, very beautiful nature. Shiva-Shankara is combined together. In one aspect he is transcendental, absorbed in his Samadhi, but Jananam Krandanat, because of the cry, cannot listen or bear the suffering of other people people suffering so much, he descends himself as avatar, or we called the Shankara. Shankara aspect. Yeah, this is an explanation, but Shankara never, in all the praise and mantras, you will find Shankara is Shiva, Shiva is Shankara, Shiva, Shankara, Shankara, Shiva. There is no. But scholars want to make a little distinction and fight on this and to spend some time to have intellectual jugglery. But if we also can find some good teachings out of it, the absolute God and the transcendental God, which is absolute, also the immanent God. So two aspects here. So Shiva and Nirguna aspect is Shiva, and Shankara aspect is the Saguna aspect, appearing in a benevolent, accessible way to the devotees. For us, we need the benevolent Shankara, that is Vivekananda. That's why his heart, Vivekananda heart, look at that. And like Shiva heart, he's drinking the poison. His throat is blue, drinking the poison of what came out of churning of the what you call the mandar, the churning of the ocean. No, so, but he absorbed the poison for the good of others. That's why this Shiva nature means Shiva comes as Shankara in the idea to remove our suffering, to redress our pains and agonies, and to take away those in himself, making himself a part of it. So this distinction parallels the Nirguna and Saguna idea in Vedanta. That is similar to the difference between the Nirguna Brahman and Ishvara. When he comes down, that's called Ishvara. And Shankaracharya said, no, that Bhagavan comes down. Such a Bhagavan, that Bhagavan, Saguna Brahman, comes down. And comes down for the redemption of all. So this is Shankara's. But this scripture, if we go to the scripture, we find that in the Kaivalya Upanishad, there is a beautiful verse. There he says, Tamadi madhya antavihinam ekam vibhum chidanandam arupam adbhutam uma swahayam parameshwarang prabhum, etc. Where he says, Tamadi madhya antavihinam. Oh Shiva, you are Adi, beginning, madhya and anta. There is no beginning, there is no end, there is no middle of you. Ekam, you are the absolute one. You are Vibhu, you are all pervaded. Chidanandam, you are of the nature of consciousness and bliss. Arupam is beyond all forms and names. Prashantam, Adbhutam, extraordinary. And Uma Swahayam Parameshwaram, you have that Parameshwar with Uma Swahaya means the Shakti. It Trilochanam Nilakantham, you have taken the Nilakantha form, Prashantam, absolute. And meditating on this form of yours, Nirgachanti Bhuta Yoning Samasta Sakshing Tamasha Parastvat. Dattva Nirgachanti. If one meditates on the Shiva aspect of the divine, then he goes Nirgachati, goes out of the bondage, clutches of the bondage, and reaches that state which is beyond tamas, darkness, and it is the witness of all. In Kaivalya Upanishad 8, we can find that it is that truth has been mentioned. That is the truth which is called Brahma, that is called Shiva, that is called Indra, that's the Akshara Param Sarat. Though we say it is Shiva, but it is all this is permeated by that. So that Supreme Brahman, which is beyond all attributes, is Shiva. He is the eternal, the invisible, beyond both cause and effect. So in the Kshetra Upanishad, we also find the reference that it is not directly meant as Shiva, but the quality is mentioned. That he says, Natasya kaschit patirasti loke. He has no master in this world. Shiva is the master of all masters. There is no ruler above him. He is the ruler of all rule. His greatness is beyond all description. He is the eternal Lord, the cause of all. He is called also Rudra, all alone in the who without the second. Is a Rudra. Rudra is a punishing Shiva form. Punishing means destruction, and destruction means destruction of our, as I just mentioned, destruction of our ego, destruction of our lower qualities, and destruction of our ignorance to lead us to that experience of oneness with the divine. He alone governs the universe. Bhagavan, even Bhagavad Gita says, Rudranang Shankaraschasmi, I am Shankara. Among the Rudras, all the frightening and terrifying objects of the universe, I am Rudra. But this Rudra is not for vengeance or anything, but this Rudra to kindly take away our suffering, our ignorance. Sri Krishna also declares at Krishna, Shiva is called Kala, time, great time. Our time changes, but he is the Mahakala, another name of Shiva. Kala, Mahakala. And that Mahakala means unchanging time. There is no time, timeless time. So that is the capital time. So in the Kalosmi, he says, I am Kala, infinite time. So this echoes Shiva's functions as the destroyer. And so Yajurveda also there is Om Namo Bhagavate Rudrayo. There is a salutation on the Supreme Lord Shiva. So you, the Supreme Brahman, the destroyer of all sins, the supreme refuge of all. And Shankara is also mentioned in different places, that benevolent Saguna Brahma, the giver of grace. And Shankara representing auspiciousness, compassion, and also acceptable by all. Shiva-Shankara, Rudra in the Yajurveda, Om Namah Shivaya cha, Shankaraya cha, like that there are references. Salutations to Shiva, salutations to Shankara, the giver of peace and happiness. Shiva Puran, of course, they will talk about Shiva. Bhagavat Puran also gives Shankara, the great yogi. He always is kind to the devotees. He gives them knowledge and devotion and liberation from all bondage of birth and death. Skanda Puran also refers Shiva as the teacher of devotion. And what he says in Skanda Puran, Kashi Khanda, those who chant Shankara with devotion will be freed from all sins and attain his glory. And also Ramayana Mahabharata, we know that Rama worshipped Shiva to gain strength in the battle. So all these are Puranic stories, but we are not in Purana. We are in the modern age. So what that Shiva can help us? That we should have to think about. Shiva is all auspiciousness. That's why Swami Vivekananda used to say, after talking some mundane talks for a few minutes, then he said, Shiva, 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 all the time. That means to throw away all these inauspicious thoughts, ideas from the mind. He used to refer to that. And inauspiciousness that leads towards pain, rebirth, attachment and suffering and ignorance, that is the inauspiciousness. And Shiva is opposite of that. All that is auspicious. And what is auspicious? Simple thing. What is auspicious? What takes us towards God. What is inauspicious? That takes away from God. And thinking of Shiva, thinking of his unique character of dedication. Shiva is nothing of his own. He either is absorbed in Samadhi, and when he comes down, only his benign eyes falls on everyone. Swamiji also described in Shiva Stotra, that wherever his eyes fall, auspiciousness blooms up. No? So he is there, Shiva, the ideal of Indian culture and civilization. That is more important what we can take up this Shiva ideal. Shiva is the ideal. Yes, Shiva is a goddess. Shiva is a lingam. You can worship. You can pour water. You can pour bell leaf. You can pour very simple worship or elaborate worship. And you cannot do much elaborate worship with Shiva. The maximum you can pour water, or you can put some milk, or you can put some ghee, or you can put what? Madhu, honey. Bas. That's enough. You cannot give more. And there is no scope of worshipping Shiva with elaborate good meal. We get prasad. And that is not available for Shiva. Shiva is very simple. And that Shiva worship actually is auspicious because Shiva is the sign of renunciation, the greatest ideal of renunciation. Whenever you find that it is anything, you go to Shiva, he is always what? He is the absolute idea of an Indian culture and civilization. Because Swami Vivekananda said, renunciation and service are the two ideals. See, in Shiva nature we find these two. Total renunciation in his whole body, smeared with ashes, rarely have any body, clothing, and matted hair, this, that, living in the cremation ground sometimes, dancing and this and that. And when he's coming down, only looking compassionately on others too. And that ideal, Shiva is the greatest ideal of renunciation and also service. That is the question, which is Ramakrishna mission now. These two ideals have been taken, renunciation and service. It is Shiva ideal. That's why Swami Vivekananda, the Shiva himself, came and as guided by Ramakrishna, he is also Shiva. I do not understand. All this terminology I say, I get confused. What is not Shiva? Ramakrishna coming for the good of the world. We know, modern age, we can understand and link with him. And that, how he came down? His mother was standing in front of a Shivalingam, the Jugi's Shivamurti. And she was talking to a village woman, and during his talk, her talk with the lady, he saw suddenly the Shivalingam becomes bright and brilliant, and then it's emanating light, and it's an entire inner sanctorium was full of light, and then the beam of light coming upon him, falling upon him, and she felt, she lay unconscious, and she felt something has entered into her womb. That is the birth of Ramakrishna. It is said that Ramakrishna is Shiva. Why? When the nurse, she wanted to find the baby, could not find the baby. She was taking care of the mother. By that time, next she will take care of the baby. Baby does not cry or as we hear about Christ, no? And the cry, he does not cry, he does not. So Ramakrishna also not crying or anything, but suddenly mother saw the baby is gone. There is no baby. He has entered into the oven. In earth, there is in India, early days people used to have oven, in the earthen oven in the ground. It dug the ground, and that is the place where you put the firewood, and then, but that place was close to that, and the baby slipped into it, and there is only ashes. So he's all wearing ashes. Shiva, Ramakrishna born wearing all ashes around him, as the Shiva is always wearing ashes white. So, and then Shiva, in the village there was a play, a village drama. They enact acting. And the man who has to play on the role of Shiva, on the Shiva night, there is a custom that Shiva night everyone should be awake, don't sleep, and take Shiva name. But people cannot do that. So they have some village rules that they will whole night perform some acting on Shiva, play of Shiva Purana or something like that. And the man who has to be acting in the role of Shiva, he could not be found because he was falling sick. And then everyone was, so many people are coming, what will happen to the entire play? They found this boy, Ramakrishna as a young boy, Gadai, he can act very well. So he caught him and said that, hey, you will come and act as a Shiva. And yes. And he came and he was made, as we do it here in the Shiva night, one of the devotee or Swami Atmavidananda used to be Shiva himself. So wearing the snake and this and that and very high and one snake, another, all this, and he was appeared into the platform in the open stage theater. And then as soon as he appeared and he saw, and he went into Samadhi. And everyone thought that he's dead or not, we don't know what. Suddenly it happened and he totally stopped breathing and then he's lying on the floor. So all the chaos started, and then he went into deep Samadhi, thinking of Shiva itself. As soon as he appeared in the platform, everyone who were around, they're so overwhelmed looking at him as if exactly Shiva is standing behind them, before them. So he, being in that environment, he lost his own physical nature, entered into Shiva nature. So, and this is really to see that God comes down as incarnation, God comes down as his attendant, you can say, or Shiva, his own similar another Shiva form in the human body. I will read something from Swami Shiva-Nanda Maharaj's Seekers for God. Say, Shiva is not a story, how it becomes real. We hear this story in the life of Ramakrishna. I have mentioned these two stories. But he was smeared with ashes. No one knows how he slipped into the oven. And there was dry ashes beforehand, so it got smeared around him. Second, he was in Samadhi when the play of Shiva play was going on Shiva night. This is much later. Swami Shivananda is talking about Sri Ramakrishna's condition. So it is not a poetic imagination, Shiva, or identification with Shiva one gets into Samadhi. But as Sri Ramakrishna went into Samadhi, that story has been spoken by and told by Swami Shivananda in this context. He said that once, that day, Swami Shivananda was in his president of Belur Math then, and the devotees are coming and saluting that there is a Shiva night. So he was in the Shiva mood, and he's talking about, he said, oh, today you didn't sing about Lord Shiva. And they started singing. So, and then during that singing, Swami Shivananda Swami says, when you sing songs, try to feel that you're singing for the Master's entertainment, and he is listening to you. Master means Sri Ramakrishna. The Master could not bear to hear songs of Shiva continuously for a long time. Once a great musician came to Dakshineshwar. He was singing the songs about Shiva. After hearing one or two songs, the Master became absorbed in Samadhi. It was altogether Nirvikalpa Samadhi. We never saw the Master absorbed so deeply in Samadhi before. His face became flushed. He was pulsating with a divine presence. His figure appeared larger than usual, and his hair stood on end. How can I describe that sight to you? We seldom saw the Master in such deep Samadhi, nor did we see him having such a large figure. Later on, he stated that that day his mind was plunged into a very deep Samadhi, and he had had a hard time to bring it down. It is Ramakrishna said. So it is a practical demonstration how Shiva is not a mythical story only, but a reality can be experienced. And then that can lead to that type of experience that Sri Ramakrishna's experience is described by Swami Shivananda, who saw that he was present in that sight when the musicians were singing, and he was absorbed. Ramakrishna is getting absorbed into the Shiva idea. After a short time, he went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi-like thing, and he said, we saw Ramakrishna to go to Samadhi, but this is a special, that the Master absorbed so deeply in Samadhi Before, he didn't see that. His face beaming with became plussed, and he was pulsating with a divine presence. And his figure also became little bigger, unusually, and his hair stood on end. An expression of joy and expression of a spiritual fervor inside the environment. So, and he said, that is the Shiva is a reality. Shiva is, and then when that absorption, when he comes down, we find in Ramakrishna's life, he is running from door to door to give this wisdom, this knowledge, this experience of the supreme idea of God consciousness, so that everyone gets awakened. Swami Vivekananda came in this country to preach that, what he got it from Ramakrishna, or what he was in his own nature. As I said, he was in Samadhi in the high heaven, and then Ramakrishna pulled him down, and coming over here, he gave his whole life, blood, every drop of his blood, for the good of humanity, for preaching the Vedantic principle of oneness, the divinity in this country, and also awakened the whole of India from his slumber and tried to bring back to his own state. So that's why it is very difficult to understand that earlier concept of Shiva, but this concept of idea of Shiva's renunciation and this service idea that he stands for is the great ideal we can follow in our life. And to see God everywhere, in the Shiva Mahimna Stotra we find that we chant every Shivaratri here, that it says, "Oh Shiva, you are in the sun, you are in the fire, you are in the air, you are in the water, you are in the space, you are in the earth. You are the self of all." These are the ideas people of matured intellect may call you in a language, limited language. Let them say so, but what I, Pushpadanta, say, that I do not know anything of the universe which is not you, the unlimited. So now you see that transcendental Shiva has become this whole relative existence, and not only earth, water, fire, matter, air, fire, etc., as also everything that we see around is pulsating with Shiva. That's why we are interacting. It's a language, change of language. We are being our grounded being grounded in the Vedantic concept. We don't find any distinction. Though we talk about Shiva, it will appear you are talking about Vedanta. Because actually, ultimately, Shiva is everywhere. That Shiva has become all human beings. That's why he says that tam marka tamasi pavanaha. You are the sun, blazing sun. You are the wind. You are the water, fire, space. Tam apa, tam boma, tamudharani atma tamiti. You are the atma of everything. Parichinnamevangtai. You are limited in this way, visible universe, but you are Parinata Buddha, those who are intellect, mature intellect, they may say that you have become this world, but to my experience there is nothing but you in the whole universe. So either transcendental or immanent, whatever aspect we see, it is only you. You are the only reality. So this is our sadhana. So Shiva, Shankara, worshipping, what we'll gain? We'll get back to our eternal consciousness. This following the path of renunciation and sacrifice. Renunciation and sacrifice. This is the Shiva aspect, is the absolute truth manifested in the practical life as renunciation and service. In this, following these two paths, we can go back to our home. We are all Shiva. Shiva, 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 Shiva. All are Shiva. There is nothing but Shiva. But the transcendental Shiva and the immanent Shiva are the same Shiva, but we have to work on that aspect where we live in the consciousness of duality. And then this dual conception, there is you and me, but not you and me. It is Shiva worshipping Shiva. That's why Ramakrishna used the word Shiva Gyane Shiva. See the beautiful word, how he's coined these two words, Shiva Gyane, Jiva Shiva. You serve Jiva. For me, you are a person. You are a man, you are a woman, you are educated, you need some mental peace. I can serve whatever I can, but I am not serving Shiva Gyane, not look upon Jiva. This, as I chanted just now. The wise people, intellectually, they can say that God, the Shiva is in the sun, in the moon, in the star, in the galaxy, in the earth, in the water, in the fire, everywhere Shiva. But I see that no, not only everywhere, there is nothing but Shiva. And Swami Vivekananda brought this message. You are divine. You are only misinterpreting. Your mind is misinterpreting the world, which is all Brahman, seeing as the world. Here, the whole world is Shiva, auspicious. Everything is auspicious. Everything is pure. But you are inauspicious because in your mind. So here the sadhana, spiritual sadhana is Shiva Gyane, Jiva Shiva. Very important point, which we can apply into our life to make this mythical concept of Shiva-Shankara into our life and make it a realization that I am blessed to be born as a human personality, to look upon myself as Jiva, no Jiva. Here is Shiva. You knew is Shiva. And when you see Shiva, auspiciousness comes in the mind. All the inauspicious thoughts go away. When you see God in someone, you don't focus on, as you seeing God, you don't see the negative side of it. Because that already gone from your mind. So Shiva Gyana, we have to use our wisdom, that is, I am looking at Shiva, but in a human frame. Or in any other form in the world I serve. You are planted a small tree and you are watering. You can think Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. There is one Swami of ours who was Atulananda. He was Hoblong. His name was Hoblong. He was in New York and he met Swami Turiyananda, Swami Vivekananda. He met Swami Vivekananda and later Turiyananda Swami. So he later became a monk of our order and he spent his last days in India and he was near Dehradun. And he used to, at old age, his heart was very weak and it was a frail body. So he was stayed in a hilly area so that it will be better for him or for silence or something. But he used to, at that frail age, he used to take a small bucket of water. And there is many plants. It is his nature, he will serve something, he will do. Not necessary for him, but he does this by his own inner interest. And he will be watering every plant and put little water and say, Shiva, 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 Shiva. That's a very beautiful experience, whole life. And he was a Brahmagyani, perfect Brahmagyani. Sometimes there is a church, that hill area where the Swami Atulananda was staying. There is a church, and what happens, the church bell goes dong, 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 dong. Every 15 minutes or in the old days, church bells. And that resounds in the wall of the mountain, closed mountain, and it is a disturbance to any spiritual practitioner. So someone said, Swami, why are you here? It is a disturbing area. It is always making a noise every 15 minutes. Dung, 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 dung. Then he said, no. Why? It is ding dong, ding dong. It is reminding me, Rama, Krishna, Rama, Krishna. It is no disturbance. It is reminding me of Ramakrishna. So you call Ramakrishna, you call Shiva. I don't matter, because in this context, in the background of Vedanta, we don't find any difference between Rama, Krishna, Mother, Kali, Durga, whatever. It is all Satchidananda Brahman. For us, very simplified formula. So here we find that he is worshipping Shiva. Whenever his whole life spiritual practice has taken him to that flight, that when he's really offering a little water in the plant, he's remembering Shiva, 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 Shiva. He's all service Shiva. And he has experienced that knowledge. That's why every sound, hearing any sound in the ear, it is reminding him of God the Absolute. No? God the relative and relative to the Absolute. No? Saguna Brahma to Nirguna Brahma. First, let us have love for Saguna Brahma, and Saguna can take us to Nirguna automatically. It is, if you go so far pure-hearted, then that pure heart will automatically break that barrier between the Saguna and Nirguna and take it to Samadhi level. So this is the point what we want to give this Shiva concept, that this is Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. We must have to practice this. Whatever you do for anyone, we think, we want thanks. We feel that we are doing so much and no one recognizes me. All the time that's the complaint. And we suffer because of that. I really worked hard and others are not working. And they're getting good name and I'm not. These are all the conflicts in our mind. Solution is here. Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. You are serving Shiva. Why are you looking anything else other than Shiva? Bring back, it is sadhana. Whatever you are doing in your life, in your home, even you are doing your bed, it is Lord's, it is for Shiva, 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 Shiva. Because it is Lord's house, Shiva's house. I am the only caretaker. Just being any concept and Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva, and serving anyone with a glass of water even, I am serving Shiva, I am serving Shiva. And that is the whole idea. That's why Swami Vivekananda, when he heard this first word from Ramakrishna's mouth in Dakshineshwar, then he said, wow, what a message I got it today. If Mother gives me time, may give me that power, I will spread this message to the whole world. And there Sarat Maharaj was there with him. He also was sitting with Ramakrishna. He heard the same statement. He said, what that is special? What did you hear today? Very special? But you fool, you didn't remember? Ramakrishna said, Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. And he said, Shiva Jnane, what is that? And then he said, that he explained what is Shiva Jnane, and this is the Ramakrishna order, the product of that one word, Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. We have to struggle. It is your responsibility, it is our responsibility to make our life really meaningful by Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. Whenever you are serving anyone, whenever we are doing anything, not to expect anything, because I am becoming auspicious. I was inauspicious because I think the world is name and form and duality. And that's all the actions of three gunas was the world for me. But now I understand I am not that. In me is Shiva auspicious. And I become auspicious. All my inauspiciousness, inch by inch, is eradicated by serving with the spiritual attitude. We need not have to go to take a dip in the Kumbh Mela. Of course it's good. I don't know, because I could not go. I'm jealous of them. but whatever. But you can get that dip in Kumbh Mela here by serving one person with this spiritual attitude. Every day we can get a dip. If I can do really one day, even I forget 100 times, one time I remember a day I served God, is my offering. To purify me, inauspiciousness of me is the worldliness. I have got a chance for a second to think that there is God in others, and I did it. It is my auspicious activity, it is my Shiva activity, and this is my inauspiciousness is gone, or Shiva is gone. It is the Shankara attitude. I have served at least for a moment. So if we can increase this thought again and again every day, that it is I am serving Shiva, 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 Shiva. Maybe first let us start saying that. Let us remind ourselves, there is nothing but auspicious Shiva everywhere. Only I am thinking that it is inauspicious in my own mind. That is the point. And that inauspiciousness is to be cleaned by practicing this Shiva Jnane Jiva Shiva. serve everyone, everything in our life, as Ramakrishna said, and Vivekananda promoted. That's why you see the whole Ramakrishna movement is going on. All the monastics, whenever anyone comes to be a monk, we also, when we started to come to the monastery, we thought we will be meditating only. Right? How long you can meditate? Have you the power to meditate? After 10 days, you will be cracked brain. You will say, I don't want to meditate. The reaction will come. We are not fit for that. But what a new path. Swami Vivekananda, I've created a new path for the modern age, no? By people used to know that by meditation, by Vedantic spirit analysis and other bhakti practices, other practices, God can be, but God can be realized by this, Shiva Jnana Jiva Shiva. Only one principle, we are engaged in our action, but engaging into action with proper spirit, this Shiva idea, thinking that the God is all auspicious and I am serving God, serving God, serving God, and you will realize God. You will be auspicious, you will be Shiva. So this is the very wonderful, wonderful concept, that Shiva-Shankara idea. Absolute is absolute. That's my goal. But relative, he comes down out of compassion. And out of compassion, he becomes Shankara. On modern term, we call, he becomes Ramakrishna, he becomes Buddha, he becomes Christ. And then when he comes in modern age, we find that they dedicated their life only for others. There is no other. It is all for Shiva. Shiva serving Shiva. But in our eyes, there is, you are individual personality, you are Jiva. You are not Shiva to me. So this is the concept to be clarified, and we have to work on that again and again. Okay? Thank you. No, come on.
A new book. For those of you who have been following Swami Sarvadevananda's class, you know that he gave a series of classes on this. It is the Shanti Gita. It is part of
Mataji, will you come here? Sarvesha Prana Mataji, will you come here? Will you come here? Yeah, because people will hear them.
I can't be tomorrow.
No, see.
Oh, you want me to come up here?
Yeah. So that's okay.
Anyway, in the Mahabharata, when Arjuna's son Abhimanyu is killed, then Krishna gives this consolation to Arjuna. He does it by lifting his mind to the highest flights of Advaita. And so it is primarily an Advaitic text. Swami will be doing a book signing today because he is the translator of this. And you can buy the book in the bookshop and then take it into the satsang, and Swami will sign it.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, Buddha Dev. Ekhane daro.
You might want to sit up front. Okay. You can sit on the platform. Right here? Yeah, sit on the
No, jao. Uthi aso. এখানে আরে গানে তাহলে ঠিক আছে বসো করো না
So this is a song called Gurvashtakam. It's a hymn that's been composed by Acharya Shankaracharya. It's in Sanskrit hymn, and then Brahmachari Maharaj will translate it afterwards. Saridam surupam sadarugamuktam chashascharu chitram dhanam